Hans Rosling, I showed you Yubby. What do you think of Yubby?
I'm very interesting because I see the great need of putting lectures and teaching onto videos in a competitive way. And I haven't seen anyone being close to succeeding, you know. What we need when we put out education materials to categorize it. And I immediately saw that I could use Yubby to make video material available for my courses. A teacher can use it. But I still didn't see that students could use it to let teachers compete. Who is the best one to teach about population growth in the world? That's what I would like to see. But that doesn't happen on YouTube because it becomes a lot of rubbish in between. And who can manage a good competition of lectures in the same topics? This hasn't happened. A lot of universities put it out to brand their own universities. Perhaps that is a way forward of Yubby. If you can get teachers to use it, to put up good channels.
And students to use it, because normally we found out at first the students do nice things with it, and then much later the teachers.
Yeah, but if then student would make good channels which fits each course item, then you need a way of ranking in that, which is the lecture which is best. And then not a lecture which is funny or a lecture which is vulgar, you know, but really which explains best demographic transition, sensitivity and specificity of medical tests, you know, all those things you are struggling with when you are learning things, you know. How could we have that? So this is number one most beautiful presentation of that. And the good thing with that would be that teachers would be rewarded at universities for being teachers. Now you get rewarded by being a researcher.
I can see that. I ask you about a simple tool like Yubby, saying where you can organize video and you immediately start reorganizing the whole world university system.
Yeah, because I see that web videos are underutilized in a very shocking way. We continue to do like Socrates did and Aristotle when we teach. We gather people in a group, we stand in front of them and we talk to them. This we can do in front of a camera like this, and if I'm able to explain something, I can do it in a YouTube video, and suddenly all kids in the world who can speak English, this language, have access to it. It will even out the playing field. It will invest in human resources in a way which universities are not close at doing it. But then we have to organize. It has to be structured in a way. So that's why I asked you most about how you categorize, how you can, because you need the human mind. The students who have decided to invent a competition of who explains this best. If you get that into Yubby, I think it can.
I would say first start to use it. Take all your movies, organize them, put them on your website, and then ask me sophisticated things and we'll make them.
Yeah, I know Reddit had an interview with me where people suggested questions and then they voted which questions should be put. Maybe you should put a voting mechanism into Yubby where people, you know, are measuring which video had been most used.
So next to organizing videos into an easy playlist, you need to make them hierarchical. And actually that is already in Yubby. You can organize Yubby by rating, you can organize the channel by rating, by amount of times that the video has been viewed, and about the amount of stars which are given. So that rating system is already in there. Try it.
Yeah, we'll do that, and this is why I became thrilled when I saw it, you know, because I see this is one attempt in that direction. But sometimes, you know, we need the software who are tailored for one specific user group. Yeah, YouTube is not. It's very general, and it's for free time activities. And universities are sort of worried of really getting competition, you know, because students may stop coming to lectures, you know, and you would see, but the textbook is not threatened. We thought that the textbook would be threatened by the digital material, but it's not. It's still there. It hasn't been affected at all. And perhaps we will get textbook and videos in the future rather than lectures and digital material.
If you have a new way of using software like you did with Path Gapminder and we have with Yubby, how long do we have to wait until this kind of working becomes a mass way of doing things? Do you have to have a lot of patience?
Yeah, sometimes it's about 6 months to 12 months, like Skype, you know, or sometimes it's a lifetime and it never really flies. It's so difficult to predict what will work and what will not. Who would think that Facebook would work? It's an ugly design and a stupid architecture, but the bloody stuff works, you know. Who would think so, you know? And who would think that Twitter works, you know? It's so stupid, but it works. So you must keep experimenting. That's why I think Yubby was interesting, you know. And you will now have to try to find out who really start to use it, what sort of purpose, and then be adaptive to that one in one way or another.
Will you be one of the Yubby users?
We will immediately experiment with it now when I come home.
Thanks.